Today we will be playing a game of Death Wizards. It's got necromancers and stuff. Hello and welcome to another episode of Blastercaded Painting. Today we're not going to paint, we're going to play a game of Death Wizards solo. Haven't played this, I bought it right when it came out and I haven't got to play it yet. So this is literally my first playthrough and I recorded it. So there are mistakes, I definitely missed stuff, but that's pretty much par for the course around here. Missing stuff is what we do. Most of the games we play in our hobby are us fighting monsters, but since it's Monster Month, I figure we should probably play a game where we are the monsters. So, I'm going to run you through my horde of undead. I chose to be a Dread Horde Master. When you say stuff from fantasy games, it sounds ridiculous to say out loud, but yeah, I chose to be a Dread Horde Master, so this is my team. And we have my Necromancer, and we have my two ghouls here that I picked. And we're going to use these fell bats as vampire spawn. So Death Wizards is a game where you play a necromancer and you're out fighting heroes. It's pretty neat, but yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, so we're going to play our first game of Death Wizards here. I think I have the hero system set up correctly, and if I don't, someone can correct me. This mission is called Assault a Village, and it's basically 1d3 plus 1 raiding 2 warriors, and I rolled a 1. So I should have 2 raiding 2 warriors per player, so there's 1 player, and then 3 villagers per player. So I have 2 raiding 2 warriors per player, right? Is that correct? I hope that's correct. I don't know if it's correct. Hopefully someone could correct me. I was thrown off because it says in the actual book here, generating hero stats. Heroes, unlike the undead, do not have set stats for all their abilities. Instead, you'll see a base stat plus a number per rating. On the hero cards next to each stat, you will see a box. There's no box. And the box is where you'll place a dice, or write the result of the dice if you like, to represent the total of the calculation. So 1d3 plus 1 raiding 2 warriors. So it should be, I rolled a 1, so it should be 2 raiding 2 warriors. Okay, well that's what we're going with, because it didn't make sense a second ago. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move up to 4 rating of undead, and then also our necromancer. So I'm going to move this ghoul. He moves 7, and I'm going to move him kind of over here to the corner here. And I'm going to move this bat, who also moves 7, and this bat, who also moves 7. Well, they're vampire spawn, apparently. So then I'm going to move my Necromancer, moves 5, just up here, so he's right in the center. He's within 6 of everyone, so then I'm going to use Dark Flame Weapons. It costs 5 power, necromantic energy, and I'm going to increase all of their offense by 1, because everybody's in line there. So that's fantastic. There's the one that you can do for just 1 model, and the one that you can do it for like 2 models, or for all the models. So let's just double check. Yeah, all friendly within range. So I paid 5 for it. That's great. That brings me down to 13 necromantic energy. Okay, so they've all moved. They could do another action, but I kind of feel like I'm going to move the ghoul back just a little bit more, sorry. I kind of feel like I want the bad guys, or in this case the good guys, to go. Okay, so now the heroes go, and the heroes, there's an AI order that you have to look at in the book, but the warriors will go before the villagers. So we have to roll what the warriors are going to do, and they're going to 3. So this is strike. A warrior will attack the nearest enemy. If there's no enemy within 1, It will move its full move to the nearest enemy and make an attack. If it cannot move and attack, it will move and then move again. Okay. So that's both the warriors. So they move 6 this way, this one anyway. So he's not going to be able to attack. He's not going to be able to attack. So then they'll just move again, which moves them basically up. Okay. So then it's our turn. So I have 1 bat left and 1 ghoul left. My ghoul doesn't get close enough, but he can kind of go here. So 2 moves. My vampire thrall comes in 7. Oh, did the ghouls move 7? Oh, if the ghouls move 7, that changes things a little. Okay, so he moves 7, which means he can get up here. Okay, so he is going to attack. And I'm going to leave the bat there, I think. Okay, so the ghoul gets to attack. Make sure his movement is 7. Yeah, they're both 7. So for an attack, this is how this works. We look at the defense per rating for the warrior, and he's rating 2. So he's got defense 5. My ghoul has a offense of 5, but because of Dark Flame's weapons, he's got an offense of 6. So we're going to get 6 d10s. It's 5. There we go. We're going to get 6 d10s, and we're going to roll those. We're looking for 5 and over. Okay, and we got a crit in there as well. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 5 successes. That's awesome. That's 5 damage, plus a crit, which is an extra set of damage, plus because of Dark Flame weapons, they get an extra piece of damage. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage on them. If this model kills a hero, feeder, or shambler, it may immediately heal 1d6 for durability. Okay, that doesn't apply. But he does do 7 damage because of that crit and because of Dark Flame weapons. So 7 damage to that warrior. Plus 3 per rating. He's got a rating 2. So he has a health of 16. Which means he's down to 9 damage. 9 damage on that warrior. So he's got 9 damage left. I'm going to put it over here on the card. Might make it easier for me. Okay, so that's turn... Nope, that's not turn 1. My Necromancer can go. And he can do a negative bolt at this guy. Maybe we should do that. And a negative bolt is 4 d10 against their resist. And his resist is rating 2. So his resist is 5. So, looking for successes and crits, right? Okay, so we got 2 successes. 1 success equals 1d10 damage. 3 successes equals 1d10 plus 1d6. So we just get the 1. And we're going to roll 1d10 for damage. And that's a 6. So he's going to take 6 damage. And anything else? No, 6 damage on that guy. So he's down to 10. Okay. Well, that's not the worst turn right there. Now the villagers will go. And let's roll to see what the villagers do. A 5 is get him. The villager will attack the nearest enemy it can see. If there is no enemy within range, it will move up to 5 and then make an attack against the nearest enemy it can see. If it cannot move and attack such an enemy, it will move and then use action to move towards the closest enemy ending within 3. Okay, so you know what? I don't know. Do they activate as a group? Because maybe those warriors should have done something different instead of doing the same thing. So I'm going to check that before I do the villagers here. Okay, so they don't activate as a group. Those are all the guys that are left, right? So I believe they're all going to activate. So the first one activates 8, which is Cornered Fury. The villager makes 2 offense attacks against the nearest enemy it can see. If there's no enemy within range, it will move up to 5 and then make an attack. If it can't do that, then it'll move again, right? It will move and then use an action to move towards the closest enemy, ending within 3 of another villager if possible. Oh, so they kind of stick together. Well, that won't be possible because he's going to move 5, and then he's going to move 5, which brings him here. The next one is going to do a 9, which is Retribution. The villager can only utilize this if another villager has been killed during the game. If no villagers died, treat this as get 'em. So he makes a move, and he makes a move. So he's just going to move, and he was going to try and end within 3 of this villager, which is fine. And the last one is 7, which is Cornered Fury, which is the same thing. So they're basically just double moving, and next turn should be a bit of a bloodbath. So we will turn to turn 2 now. Okay, so we are going to start turn 2, which I'm sure is not going to be pleasant for any of my team, it would seem. Yeah, things seem rough. So, starting turn 2, we have to go with 4 rating of undead, which are my guys, and then my necromancer gets to go. So, let's just go. This ghoul is going to attack. So he gets offense of 5, but that's offense 6 because he's got dark flame weapons against a defense of 5. 6 due to the dark flame weapons. So here we go. And we've got 1 failure. Oh yeah, we've got 5 successes. So the warrior takes 5 damage, which brings him down to 4. So that's fantastic. So that one's down to 4. Collect these up. And then this ghoul, I wonder if I should just go with bats. Or, sorry, vampire spawn. And save the ghoul for next turn. Because I can go with 4. So this guy's going to move here and attack. He moves 7, so he can do that. So vampire spawn has an offense of 5. Okay, so same thing, I'm rolling 6. With a... If this model makes an attack and rolls at least 2 critical hits as part of the attack against a hero, it may heal 1 durability. Huh. And its offense is increased by 1 for the remainder of the game. So if I'm using vampire spawns, I'm looking for crits. So let us look for crits. This guy is down to 4 damage, so I just need 4 damage here, basically. 2, 4, 6. Alright, so we've got 60 10s because of the dark flame weapons, and ooh, not as good as last time. Oh, sorry, not that guy. This guy's at 10 damage, so that's the other warrior. So we've got 4 successes, so he takes 4 hits. That brings him down to 6. Okay, so that's okay. And now this bat will attack. And that's the same thing. It's 6 D10s. And that's not as great. And we've only got 3 successes on that one, so that brings him down to, 1 health. Kind of hoping he wasn't going to get to go. Okay. That warrior's at 1 health. Okay. So that's 4 rating undead. But now my necromancer can go, and he regains 3 necromantic energy at the beginning of his turn. So he can use a negative bolt. So use a negative bolt against that warrior and clear him off the board so he doesn't attack, or do we use a negative bolt to try to kill a villager? Villager has a durability of 8, so we could probably just wipe a villager off the board. Plus I'd like to, because it's the first game, I'd like to see the warrior do something. So let's spend the 3 for negative bolt, and we roll 4d6. 4d6, and he's targeting this villager over here. He is within range because it's 18 range. Okay, we've got 2 successes. One would be a crit, but that doesn't matter. Hold on, what is their defense? Oh, their defense is 3, so we have 3 successes. So we're going to do d10 damage. We're going to do d10 damage plus 1d6 damage. So we're doing 8 damage, which is enough to, durability 8, kill that villager. Villager gets a negative bolt of energy to his face and melts into a puddle. So that's 1 villager gone. Okay, so that was my activation. Now it's the hero's turn. The warriors go first. And let's do the first warrior that's right here with the vampire spawn. He rolls a 6, which means it's a whirlwind strike. The warrior makes an attack against all enemies within 1. Oh no! If no enemies with 1, it will move its full move. And then attack. If it cannot, it'll just move. Oh my gosh. So he makes attack against both of my guys there. His offense is 5. Because he's got offense 4 plus his rating of 2, so he's got an offense of 6. Oh gosh. And he's making an attack against my vampire spawns and my ghoul, because my 1 ghoul's within 1 as well. So my defense on my ghoul is 3, defense on my vampire spawn is 4. So I think he makes 1 attack against everyone. See, I should have killed him. Against all enemies within 1. If no enemies are with 1, makes an attack against all enemies within 1. So he's going to make 3 separate attacks. So let's do this vampire spawn first. Defense of 4. Doesn't look good. He hits for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That vampire spawn takes 5 damage. He's got a durability of 9. Oh my gosh. So that brings him down to 4. Okay. Next vampire spawn. He's got a durability of 4. Get rid of these. Okay, so that one's taking 3. That brings him down to 6. Holy underwear. Okay. Then he's making 1 against my ghoul. And my ghoul only has a defense of 3. So it's 3s and up. That's all of them. And there's 2 crits in there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god. And they have a durability of 10. So he just took 8 damage. Okay, so warriors are awful people. Okay, so next is my turn. Okay, we've got 1 warrior down to 1. I feel like I just gotta try and get him out of here. And we have 1 warrior down to 6. So do we... Because they're not gonna go again. So do we pedal up against the warrior that has 6? Because then we're gonna go again next before the warriors. So I think the school was gonna try and weaken the one at 6. Okay. So he's rolling 6. And we're looking for 5 or higher. Those are not good. Those are not good. That was a 9. Okay, so we've got 3 and a crit. So that means kills a hero. Nope, that's something different. So he's just taken 3. Okay. So he takes 3 damage. So now we got one down to 1 and one down to 3. My vampire spawn. Does he fly in and try to attack the warrior? Or does he go after a villager? I think he'll fly in and go after a villager. I think that's what we'll do. So vampire spawn against offense of 6. Villagers are a little bit easier to take down because villagers have a defense of 3. So let's go. Those are no good. We got 4, but we get a crit, so that's an extra. If this model makes an attack and rolls at least 2 criticals. Okay, so we wanted 2 criticals. But anyway, we've got 4 damage on our 1 villager here. The big guy. And they have a durability of 8. So that knocks him down to half health. Okay. Then we have Necromancer. I guess we should just try and negative bolt somebody. So we're going to try and negative bolt this warrior here. And again, that's 4d10. We're looking for 3 successes, but 1 is fine. Against their resist of 5. So we get none. We have no successes at all. Okay, so that was a terrible waste of energy. Okay. So now the villagers will go. And the first villager does a 2, which is a get 'em. Villager will make an attack on the nearest enemy. Okay, so that's my vampire spawn. And his offense is 3. So he's going to make an offense of 3, and the durability defense is 4. 4s or higher. He got 2 hits. Oh my gosh. 2 hits. So that means vampire spawn is down. That one's down to 7. Okay. So we got one that's at 4, 6, and 7 now. Okay, the next villager goes, and he rolls a 1, which is flee. Villager moves directly away from the nearest enemy. It can see, then uses its action to move again in the same manner. If this movement should carry the villager into contact with the edge of the game board, the model is removed from play. Directly away would be this way. So he just moves 10 away. Which actually kind of sucks, because now we have to, like, chase him down. Well, he'll probably come back anyway, but... okay, so that is the end of the turn. I'll switch this over here to 3, so I know it's turn 3. And... yeah, turn 3. Okay, so we're going to move on to turn 3. I get to activate rating for a Mountain of Undead and my Necromancer, and then the heroes will go. So hopefully I can knock out these 2 warriors before any more terrible stuff happens. So I'll go with this vampire spawn first, and that's 60-10. Okay. Definitely going to be enough to take him out. He's got defense 5. Yep. So he takes 4 damage. Which one is that? Yeah, so he takes 4 damage, so he is out of there. Okay. Then this vampire spawn, which hasn't done anything, is going to move 7 this way. Okay, and then he can't move. He can move, so I'm just gonna move him again to here and hopefully, I don't know, kind of block somebody. I feel like, I'm not sure, the move doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe they get locked in combat, I don't know. Maybe I'm making a mistake here. But either way. So now, this one is gone, this one is gone. So now my Necromancer can go. He's going to pop out here. He gets 3, at the beginning of the turn he gets 3 more necromantic power. Mark that down. And he's going to spend 3 again for negative bolt on that guy. So that's 4d10. Against a resist of 5. Okay, so that's 3 successes. So it's a d10 plus d6. So that's a total of 7. So yeah, that warrior's gone too. Okay. Alright. Now it would be the hero's turns. The warriors are all gone. So we're on to the villagers. So first villager rolls a 3, which is get him. The villager will attack the nearest enemy it can see. So that's, he's going to attack that vampire spawn who has 7 damage left. So their offense is 3, and we're looking for a defense of 4. So 4s or higher. Oof. So he does 2 damage, but 1 is a crit, so he does an extra damage, I guess. So he does 3 damage. Mark that. It brings him down to 4. Okay. Next villager. Sorry, I got 2 dice there. I don't know which one I just rolled. Next villager gets an 8, which is Cornered Fury. The villager will make 2 offensive attacks against the nearest enemy it can see. If there's no enemy within range, it will move 5 and then make 2 such attacks. Oh boy. So it's going to move 5 up to the vampire spawn that I moved there, and he's going to make 2 offensive attacks against him. So he gets 2 damage there, and then another offensive attack. He gets 3 total damage, bringing him down to 3. Okay. So, yeah. Gotta get that vampire spawn out of there, maybe. Okay, so now we're going to, I think we'll move. So I got my ghouls and my vampire spawn left. So I think I'm going to fly my vampire spawn. Well, let me make sure that that's going to be close enough. I know it is, but just to make sure. Yes. So he's going to fly in here. He flies right there. And he attacks that villager. And he's going to do 6. And villagers have a defense of 3. So look for 3s or higher. He should be able to do some work here. Yes, so he gets 4 hits plus a crit, which is 5 hits. That brings that villager down to 3 hits remaining. Okay. So now my ghoul, first ghoul will go and he'll attack here. Excellent. He gets 6 d6. Or sorry, d6 d10s. And again, it's at over 3. So that villager's taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits because of a crit. That villager's done. Good job, villager. Then we're gonna go with this ghoul. I feel like I probably should have gone with the closer one instead, because this one can't get up there. But maybe I can have him come around. come around and kind of get close to trapping this guy. Okay, and then... Oh, dude, my Necromancer do... Because your guys don't block line of sight, you can shoot through your guys. So I think my Necromancer will do his negative bolt. So I'll mark down that he's doing it. 4. He's only got 4 necromantic energy left, so I'm just like burning through it. Anyway. We will take 4. And their resist is 4. So we've got 3 successes, which means we're doing D10 plus a D6. Oh yeah, he's going to be dead. Yeah, because we just did 9 damage. He's got 3 left. Boom. Okay. So that villager goes. So we raided a village as our necromancer. And, okay, so we'll go do the after stage, maybe up at the camera. Or maybe I should do it here. I don't know. That felt pretty quick. It also feels a little like we just ended up in the center, kind of. And every mission is about just killing the heroes before turn 5. There's no real other scenarios. I know that some of the terrain can do stuff sometimes. I don't know, that just kind of felt like, I don't know, I feel like all the missions are just going to turn into a scrum in the center. But maybe I'm wrong. So let's do the after turn stuff. After game stuff. Okay, so first thing we have to do is restore minions. Well, we didn't lose any minions, so we don't need to do that. Retire minions, we don't need to do that because we're not retiring any minions. Raise new undead. Once you've determined the disposition of your existing horde, your next step is to try to create additional minions to serve your will. Creation of undead can be fickle art, but it's not always successful. Okay, after each attempt each battle you may attempt to create 1 additional undead. To do so, you must first choose the type of undead you're attempting to recruit. You'll roll a d6 if the roll is greater than the rating of the undead you have selected. You have successfully created that undead, and you may add that model to your roster. The Necromancer gains a +1 bonus to this roll for each time they have failed it in the prior post-game. Okay, so if I do a rating 1 undead, then I should be able to just, like, get one every time. Well, I mean, given the fact that I'm almost definitely going to roll a 1. And I can only have, as a Dread Horde Master, I can only have rating 1 and 2. So I could do a Skeleton, Skeleton Archer, Vampire Spawn, Zombie, Ghoul, Revenant, Shadow, Spectre, White. Yeah, just those. And I think what I want to do is I want to stick to Vampires, Ghouls, and Skeletons. So maybe I should try and raise a Skeleton, or maybe I should try and raise a Ghoul. Because I have 3 Vampire Spawn and 2 Ghouls. So maybe if I try to raise a 3rd Ghoul. But Skeleton seems like a sure thing. So, okay, let's roll a d6. Get back to this page that I just lost, of course. Go on. Okay, and we'll roll a d6. So I think I'd rather have another Ghoul first. So, I gotta get higher than a 2. It's a 6, so I get another Ghoul. I think after that, now I'm gonna start just focusing on a ton of Skeletons. Okay, so gain experience. Okay. I don't know if each mission has something important, or maybe it doesn't. Please hold. Okay, each Okay, so alright, rewards. Each necromancer may add one additional skeleton or zombie to their horde if they're allowed to recruit that type of undead. Alternatively, you may choose that your necromancer gains a +1 bonus to the roll when rolling to raise new undead in the post-game following the scenario. If you play the scenario advanced, also you gain +1 bonus to the roll when restoring minions. Okay, so I get a skeleton anyway and a ghoul. So that's good. Okay, so then gain experience. Story. All heroes are destroyed by the end of turn 3. Yes, +1. Okay. Skirmish and story. Skirmish and story? So this one is just for story, and this one's for skirmish and story. Okay, so I get 1 for all heroes are dead by the end of turn 3. Necromancer achieves victory. Only applicable in skirmish play or if the difficulty of the story is equal to or greater than your rating. Okay, so gain experience. We're getting 1 because we destroyed all the heroes by the end of turn 3. Necromancer achieves victory. The difficulty or story mission is equal to or greater than your rating, +1. So another one because my rating is 7, because I could do 7 undead during creation. So I think this is like one just for the first mission. Necromancer has at least 4 rating worth of undead remaining at the end of the scenario. Yup. So I'm at +3. Necromancer personally destroys 2 or more heroes or rating worth of enemy undead. I don't think he did. I think he got 1. Necromancer personally destroys 4 or more heroes rating worth. No, so he didn't do that. So we got 3. Once you've determined how much experience your necromancer has earned for the most recent excursion, you may then spend that experience to gain additional abilities, learn powers. Okay. You may simply add the amount to your total to save it to purchase more expensive upgrades for future battles. So gain additional necromantic powers 3 points. Improve a stat is 4 points, and special abilities each cost other points. So I could gain a necromantic power, but I think I'd rather save it because I got 3, and I don't think any of these are going to cost less because they're special abilities. So none of them are going to cost 3. Oh, there's 1. Energy push. Whenever you utilize a necromantic power that targets only a single model, you may expend 1 additional necromantic energy to increase the range. Okay, so you know what? I'm not even going to look at these because I just want to save them until I have more. So then you go to layer expansion. For every 2 scenarios your necromancer completes, whether they're skirmish or story games, your necromancer may select 1 impedimenta from the list below and add it to their layer. So I don't get to do anything yet because I've only done 1. Layer assaults. As you complete story missions and rampage across the countryside, heroes will inevitably rise up to destroy you. Heroes will seek you out and invade your lair, looking to destroy your minions and claim your treasures. Once you've completed all steps in the post-game process, your final step is to determine if the do-gooder heroes invade your lair before your next excursion. To determine if your lair is assaulted, roll 1d10 and add the number of story missions you have completed since your lair was last assaulted. So 1. Since your lair was last assaulted. If you've completed 3 story missions and not yet rolled a lair assault, this has a +3. Here's the thing though. It says number of story missions you've completed since your lair was last assaulted. Well, my lair was never assaulted to begin with. So that doesn't really make sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll a lair assault. So if the total roll is 11 plus, then heroes assault your lair. So technically if I roll a 10 right now, plus my 1 story mission, it's going to be a lair assault. But actually I think because I have a -1, because I'm a Dread Horde Master, Okay, it's layer. That's what I'm looking. Yeah, impediment to 10. I chose a cave. Maximum rating undead is 28. So you receive a -1 to your roll to determine if your layer assault until you roll at least one layer assault. So until I roll a layer assault, I get -1 to my roll. So that's great. Okay, so then I gotta get a higher. I don't want to get higher than 11. So I get a 7. So plus a 1 for my story mission, -1. So 8, 7. I got 7. So nothing happens there. And I got 3 XP. Okay, so then, yeah, like that's the first story mission of Deth Wizard. So yeah, I'm still figuring it out, obviously. Give me a chance to get better at it, but this is just the first one. We'll see what I can do for the next one. I know that there is terrain that can do stuff, so maybe we can add that in next time. And I think, like, maybe for the next one we'll do rob a graveyard. So these are like rob a graveyard, conduct a ritual, and assault a village are like the first kind of 3 like starting missions. And they get a little bit harder after that. Steal from an arcane college. Pillage a lord's castle. Sounds awful. Steal an ancient artifact. Oh, so you're just like necromantic Indiana Jones. So yeah, maybe we'll do conduct a ritual next, or maybe we'll do rob a graveyard next. So anyway, we'll figure it out. It seems to play quickly. I just gotta, yeah, let's go back up to the table here and go back up to this, whatever that thing is. Yeah, let's go to that. Just as a note, I definitely made I don't know about how many, but I made 2 mistakes for sure. The villagers have a range of 8. So I guess they're like throwing stones or something. So they shouldn't have had to move every time to attack. And they also should have had a higher fence for the other villagers within 3. Yep. And also the warrior, whenever the warrior suffers damage from an offense attack from an attacker within 1 inch, the attacker suffers 1 damage for each natural 1 they rolled. I'll have to go back and look to see if I actually rolled any natural ones, but yeah. Anyway, we're still figuring this out. So that was the first game of Deth Wizards. It is fun. The activation system is a little odd. You have to remember it, so definitely putting down counters to remember what you've activated is a good thing. It did turn into a fight in the center, and I can kind of see where all the missions are going to kind of devolve into a fight in the center, because every solo mission is about killing the good guys. There's no other ways to win. There's no secondary objectives. It's just kill the good guys in 5 turns. So it's all just going to be a fight the whole time, which is fine if that's what you're looking for. I kind of wish there was a little bit more meat on that bone other than just fight good guys, win or lose. That's it. But having said that, if that's the experience you're looking for, it's a good game. And I do enjoy it. It's just maybe not as in depth as I wish it would be, but also it's the first time I played. So we're going to play a couple more of these, and yeah. And as always, we want to thank our Patreons, Charming Grenade and Richie Fender. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and you guys have a great day.